Assalamu alaikum dear students. My name is Muhammad Asif, and in this video lecture series we are learning visual programming. Students, this is week number 4 and lab number 6. Students, in our previous lecture we have learned few topics in which include the loops and how the loop will be implemented in C#, in which include the for loop, while loop, do while loop, and for each loop. We have also implemented the nested loop in C# with the help of for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Inshallah, in today's lecture, we will be learning arrays, and first we will be implementing the one-dimensional array, in which first we will be declaring, then we will initialize the one-dimensional array, and inshallah we will be traversing them and also solve a few example on one-dimensional array. So what will be the example? So let's see. In our first example, we will be declaring one-dimensional array of integer type having 10 elements, and also we will be initializing these elements within the source code, and also we will be try to initialize during a running time, and we will also print all these value on the screen. So now let's see. I have just opened the Visual Studio, and within the studio we are solving one-dimensional array, 1D array. So let's declare the one-dimensional array of integer type we have just declared of integer type having 10 elements. Now let's see, initialize these variable. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So we have just initialized. This is how we will be initializing the one-dimensional array. How it will be printed? So there are a number of ways. Console.writeLine. The simplest way to print these elements, these values. So write the name of the array, square brackets, then the address of the location which you want to print. So let's see, console.read key. Now let's print. You can see we have just printed one value because we have printed the value the location 0. At the location 0 we have the value number 1. If you want to print all these values, you have to write all these addresses within this square brackets. Let's see, I will show you. Control C and Control V, and just change the addresses. Let's see the address number 4, address number 6. Now let's execute. You can see 1, 5 and 7. So this is how the first method and the simplest method to initialize to print all these values. Let me comment this. So we can also print all these values with the help of loop. Let's see, integer x is equal to 0, initialize 0, x less than or equal to, let's say 9, x plus plus, because it is a one-dimensional array, so we will require only one loop. So within this loop again we will be writing console.writeLine, name of the array, square brackets, and within the square bracket we will be writing the x, because x contained first time 0, then 1, then 2, then 3. So all the time the values will be printed. Now let's see, the whole array is just traversed with the help of loop. So this is how we have just initialized all these values, printed with the method 1 and also printed with the second method. Now let's see, we can also print this method with the help of for each loop. Let's see, integer type, then x, let's see y in ARR. Now let's just print console dot write line. Instead of writing the name of the array, we will be just writing the y, because every element will be stored within the y, so we will be just printing y. If you can see, this is with the help of for loop, and now this output is with the help of for each loop. So this is how we have just solved the first example to initialize, to declare, to initialize, and then we have just printed with the two methods. Now let's move towards the second example. So write a console application in C# in which declare one-dimensional array of a string type having 5 elements and initializes these elements during running time and print all these values on the screen. So now this time we will be declaring one-dimensional array of a string type. String type ABC is equal to new string having 5 elements. This time I will be printing initializing during a running time. Let's see, using for loop. And before we will be giving some message to the user, enter 5 string values and x is equal to 0, then x less than or equal to 4, x plus plus, console dot ABC is equal to index of x is equal to console dot read a line. So we will be taking the string value and will be stored on a different addresses with the help of x. First time will be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, and so on. How it will be printed? Now let's see, with the help of for each loop. This time it will be string, because within the y value we will be storing string value. So the name of ABC and console dot write line 5. This time I'm use a data type of string, because ABC having a string value, so this value will be stored within y, so y should also be of a string data type. Now let's see, give me 5 values. Let's see, A, SS, DD, ARR, and TT, and you can see we have just printed all these value and initialize the string value with the help of, now I just initialize during a running time. I hope student you have learned this. Now let's move towards our last example. Let's write a console application in C# in which declare one-dimensional array of integer type having 5 elements. First, take a value from a user during running time and search that value within the array. If the value is found within the array, then print a message and value is found, otherwise print there is no value. So the example is very simple, that we will be declaring some array of integer type and we will be searching some value within these elements. Okay, let's declare the integer type array. Let's say the array name is xyz, then new and then again integer of 5 elements. Let's see 5, and also initialize all these value within the source code. Let's see, we have just initialized. So first give a message to the user that enter value to search. Let's see, integer search is equal to in32. We are converting that value into integer with the help of parse and taking value during running time with the help of read line function. So now let's see, with the help of for each for loop, let me take the iterations. X is equal to 0, x less than or equal to 4, less than or equal to 3, 4, let's say, x plus plus, and then body of the loop. Let's see, we will be using the if condition that search value is compared with the xyz array of each index with the help of x. The index will be changed with the help of x. If the value is found, if the value is matched, then let's see, console dot write line, and the message will be printed, value is found. But if the value is not found, for that we will be declaring some variable and initialize with the 0. And if the value is found over here, it will be count plus plus. Why I am doing this? Let me show you. After the body of the for loop, again we will be using for if statement, in which we will be checking that what is the value of count. If the value of count is 0, it means the value is not matched. So for that reason I will be using control.write line and printing the message not found value. So if the value is searched over here, it will just print the message value is found, and the variable will be incremented by 1. And at the end of the body, it will also check again with the help of if condition, if count is equal to 0 or maybe count is equal to 1, because we have just found the value, so it will not be printed this message. But if the value is not searched, so it will never be incremented, so the count will be 0, then the message will be printed as a not found message. So now let's see, just enter a value. So let me print 4 value which is not available within the, let's see, which is not available. Now let's see again, let me execute this code. Now this time let me search value 3, so value is found. So if you can see, we have just declared one dimensional array and search some value within the array. I hope student you have learned that how to initialize, how to declare a one-dimensional array, and how to search the value within the array, and lastly, and how to print all these value with the help of for loop and with the help of for each loop. Student, this is enough for today's lecture. If you have any question regarding this lecture, you may ask me on my official email address, that is asif@northern.edu.pk. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.